How bad was it last night?
Well, I don't think in many ways it was as bad as it could have gotten, particularly for Theresa May. We have to remember, Belle, that of course there was from Sunday onwards no expectation of a deal at this council. That had essentially been ruled out after the negotiations broke down at the weekend. I think clearly it is not good that not enough substantial progress has been made. The plans for that November summit have been scrapped. But I think in the worst case scenario, as we were talking about yesterday morning, that somehow they could have been convened a November summit to deal with a no-deal scenario. That hasn't happened. The talks will resume. Negotiations will carry on. And I think it is looking more likely that if there is going to be a deal, it will now be December. Perversely, in some regards, that is possibly what Theresa May wants, because it may be politically better for her at Westminster, not least of all because she can turn up to Parliament saying that this is the deal, the time has run out, and it is a choice between that deal, which cannot be changed essentially because there will not be time to change it, and no deal at all. And I think that will concentrate minds at Westminster. I think the mood last night, though, was one of perseverance and conciliation almost, not necessarily of optimism. There was the continued talk of no deal. And while the EU Parliament's president said that Theresa May was much more constructive, the main stumbling block clearly was that there was no substantive detail, further detail on the table from the British Prime Minister, apart from the suggestion that she may well accept an extended transition period.
All right, so we know that there's not going to be this meeting in November. We know the timeline is slightly shifting. Do we have any idea of what is fixed within the calendar?
Apart from what this EU Council meeting in December, which is on the 13th and 14th, we don't really. As I say, the negotiations are due to continue. It is still possible, Belle, that there could be a special council here in November if there is substantial progress. I've been told by EU officials it really only takes about 4 days to essentially jack up an EU Council meeting. I think where the attention will now turn to is as Vincent's about to talk about how the British Parliament will perceive this extended transition period, but also can more ground be given on this idea of the Irish border?